Nation, it is a 3-guest day, and our next guest went to the Olympics. He's the head coach of all things running, jumping, and throwing at BYU. His name's Eyestone. Welcome back to Studio B.
It's great to be back here, and I've got a lot of help in coaching the men's and women's track and field team, so it's exciting to be here.
It's indoor track season, and congratulations, the men won the MPSF title. Now, these are different teams than the men's volleyball conference. You got USC and Stanford, Oregon, a bunch of Pac-12 teams. You essentially won the Pac-12 title.
Well, actually, we did. You know, it was funny because I was at church on Sunday after, and they said, "Oh, MPSF, you won the MPSF Championship. That's really nice. Are any teams in there that I would know of?" And I said, "Have you ever heard of the Pac-12?" So yeah. And you know what? It's phenomenal what happens when you set goals. As a staff, we got together in August and we said, "You know what? Our men's team is really strong this year. What are some good goals that we can set for ourselves?" And one of those was, hey, let's try to win the conference championship. And really pleased the way that the entire team kind of came together across the board, all the categories. We got some good performances, and that ultimately carried the day.
You mentioned that the men's team has a lot of depth this season. Is that something that you just noticed when they came in, or something that's been developing? Well,
I think it's just been a lot of hard work from all the coaches on staff. You know, we've been fortunate in years past to have a pretty good group of men distance runners. Obviously, that was magnified getting second at the cross-country championships this year. But across the categories, our throws, our sprints, our jumps, I think have been very good this year. And so it was fun to see nice contribution across the way on the men's team to be able to win the championship. And then on the women's team as well, we're seeing kind of that strength. We ended up, I think, tied for 7th in the MPSF on the women's side. And maybe ironically, we may have a chance to do better at the national meet on the women's side than on the men's side, because we have Andrea Stapleton, who is currently ranked #1 in the high jump. So we're excited about that.
Yeah, is she the most likely potential national champ out of the group? Well,
you know, our DMR is very strong on the women's side. Erica Burke in the 3,000, Whitney Orton in the mile, and then we have the 3 distance men who are doubling in both the 3,000 and the 5,000. That's Connor Mance, Connor McMillan, and Clayton Young. And I think they all have very good opportunities to score well. Andrea is certainly ranked the highest right now, ranked #1 going in.
Are you ever surprised when, because you mentioned Clayton Young, Connor Mance, Connor McMillan, Erica Burke Jarvis, I feel like these athletes consistently are breaking their career highs and getting better and better. Are you ever surprised by that they are continuously getting better?
I'm at the point now where I'm not surprised by what they can do. I'm a little bit in awe of what they can do.
Yeah.
And what's crazy is, and then we have Rory Linkletter, who at 13:42 in the 5,000 meters did not make the national meet. I mean, that in years past, I think 46 has been would comfortably get you in. Here he was 4 seconds faster than that and on the outside. So I guess what I'm being amazed at and kind of blown away at is the fact that the level of competition across the board in the events just gets better and better and better. And sometimes I go, wow, is it going to be possible for us to continue to generate athletes that make the national meet and do well at the national meet? But the answer to that is yes, because our recruiting has been well, the coaches work very hard, and our athletes, you know, you give them a goal and they work towards it, and it's amazing what happens with hard work, determination, perseverance, and grit.
We're talking to the Olympian at Eyestone, who coaches cross country and track and field here at BYU. I noticed there's a Michael Bluth on the roster.
Yes.
And I love Arrested Development, so that's awesome.
Okay, well, Michael had an amazing conference meet as well. He won the open 400 meters.
And he's good. This is great.
He's very fast, yes.
Jerem's dream.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So you manage indoor and outdoor track, plus cross country. So how do you manage each season independently? And there's a ton of crossover among these athletes.
Well, yeah, you just obviously our distance runners compete in all 3 of those seasons, and so they're working hard from basically year round because they have to get ready for cross country, which starts in September. Whereas the rest of the track team during the fall, it's all kind of conditioning and getting ready, but then once we hit January, it's full speed ahead. Basically, we were looking at our schedule. I think from January till June, the coaching staff has about 2 off weekends during that time. We have meets
for you guys.
scheduled. Yes, exactly.
Oh
We're
my
hard
gosh.
workers, the hardest coaches, hardest
We
working
noticed you
coaches.
didn't
in
use your
track and field.
21 vacation days this year, Ed.
I don't think I have ever used my 21 vacation days, to tell you the truth.
I'll
but,
take 'em.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
But and so that we just kind of schedule things. The distance runners obviously are going full tilt during the fall, whereas the rest of the team is doing fall conditioning. And then once we come to indoor season, then the big focus is making it to the national meet, which is very, very difficult to do. Probably making it to the indoor national meet is the most difficult championship to even make it to, because you only have 16 athletes in each event. Whereas outdoor season, you have regional, the first round of the NCAA championships, which again, last year we were very successful in qualifying a lot of our athletes to that. In fact, we had I think the most athletes on the men's side qualified for the first round of the NCAA championships, and men and women combined, I think, with the second most athletes represented there. So it's all about just setting goals, and for our athletes that are national caliber, it's certainly setting goals to make it to the national championship, or in the case of Andrea and some of these other athletes, maybe win the national championship indoor. And for the case of those that maybe are, just younger in the program or not quite as developed, maybe it's a goal of scoring well at the MPSF championship, scoring some points for the team. And then as we get into outdoor season, the goal shifts to, let's get a regional qualifier mark, which is, again, the regionals is the first round of the NCAA championships, which is a very doable thing, as we found out last year, having the most men and women combined to make that goal. And then, of course, for that upper echelon, again, it's trying to make it to the championship and scoring points of the championship meet.
Well, it's March 8th and 9th in Birmingham, Alabama. So good luck and enjoy
Yes,
Alabama.
good luck, Coach.
next
Thank you.
week.
Yeah, we're looking forward to that. Again, our goals going into it is top 20 performance for our men's and women's team.
Okay, little BYU Sports Nation karma your way, and
Appreciate that karma.
Go to
You can do it.
Alabama.
You can do it.
I'm
You're feeling it right
Thank you.
now?
Yes,
Very
yes,
nice.
Thank you.